Welcome to Merge Training. This is Alan Lee. We'll be going through exercise 1 today from the user guide. User guide's a PDF that's included. We recommend everyone starting Merge go there and go to the section that you're interested in. If you haven't used it before, this exercise is a great one because it's a simple merge to contact fields. So we're taking a CSV file and we're updating the contact fields. So you install Merge and get it so it'll open, and when you start it up you'll come into the basic screen that looks like this. So when Merge starts, it comes up in the basic screen that looks like this, and if you have pre-saved profiles they'll be displayed here. In this case we're doing manual merges. So we go to the first of the main three screens. And here you pick the file that you're going to bring in. This is your source. So we're bringing in a delimited, not Excel or other files, a delimited file. I can double click and browse to the one I want. I'm going to use this contact one. This is the one that's in the example in the PDF manual. So we're bringing this file from the sample folder into this database. So this is what you do on the first page. The second one is involving picking your where you're going to put it, the table it's going to enact. We're not going into history or companies, we're going into contacts. Different versions of Merge display different tables there. So it'll automatically come up, and we can limit it to the number of fields that are displayed. It automatically does the mapping approximately based on spelling, but always check because it's not perfect. It finds the first one that's close and then it may be wrong, and then the next one may be off because of that. So always double check it. Upper right there's a display all. I'm going to uncheck that so I can see all the fields. So we're going from the left to the right. So in the CSV the contact field is mapped to the contact enact and it's checked for matching. We can match on other things like address, so both contact and address have to be the same. Down at the bottom it says of the fields that are matched, checked for matching, not the ones that are mapped, but the ones that are checked for matching. If those fields line up and match in the real data, what do you want to do? Well, we're going to update if it matches. If it doesn't match, we'll skip it. That would say that we expect the data to be there and something may be wrong if it's not. Sometimes people do it the opposite. They'll say if you find it's already there, just skip it. And if it's not there, then add it. So that would be like adding new records. So this is a very powerful part of that. So you check and make sure your mapping's right. We're going to go down to the user fields and map some of the other data. So we'll go to user 6 and map the sales for year to date. We can put their credit balance, credit limit in 7, and then in user 8 we'll throw their accounts receivable balance. So we're throwing a couple of numbers in there. These could be automatically updated through automation from an accounting system would be nice. Then you could do lookups. On the far right side we have transformations, and you might read about those in the manual. I'll do one that says for the name, make it proper initial knit caps for the name. So there's other transformations available. As a double check, we check the box that says display only that are mapped. We're matched on two fields. We're updating if it matches, skipping if not. These are the fields we have mapped. We go to the next screen at the bottom by hitting next. It warns us a couple of fields weren't mapped. If we need to map them, we'll go back and no, I'm not done. If this is good enough, we say yes, and we come to the final page. So up in the upper left there's three options. Validate, we'll run the merge but not update act, and it'll say in red, hey, we did this but we didn't update anything. So if we do this merge, it says that we're processing 8 rows, we're updating 7, and we're skipping 1. So this is what's going on. Now, if I say another run at the bottom, I'm looking at another run. So that was a validate. The reason it did 8 is because I had, from previously running this, said skip the first couple. Normally this would be set to 0. You don't skip any. You start at the first one, not the header, but the first data row. And you run a validate that way, or a test run and update so many records in the database. So if I ran a couple like this, I might then come back and run a complete run and say skip the first couple because I did a test run of the first 2 or 3. So a test run would do 4 records. It's going to run in there and update it. We're not saving our maps or profiles or anything for use later. I'm just going to hit run. So it runs. It actually updated 4 rows, and it says that it updated 4. It didn't skip any, it updated all 4. So if I go into ACT, I go to the user fields, we were running some information here. These are the 4 that it updated. So it puts some numbers in that field. The first one was 0, 100. This got $1,000 in sales. Got a credit limit of 50,000. So it's starting to bring that data in, and we could do lookups and use that for marketing, etc. Going back into Oakmerge, I can say another run. We ran 4 that time. Because I've run 4, I can say complete run, but why don't we skip the first 4 records? Now, because I'm matching and updating, I could actually just run complete run and do them all, because if you're updating a field like that, it doesn't really matter if you update it again. So I mean, you could do it either way. So I will say run. So this time it processed 6 rows, and it skipped one because it didn't match in terms of what was going on. So Ashley Allen's did not match because the address or the name, one of those was different in the source file in the target, so it skipped that one. So it didn't. So you can see how this can be helpful. In ACT, when we do a lookup, this time we do a lookup. User 6 contains data. The correct answer is 9. 9 were updated. 1 was skipped. Total in the file were 10. So off we go. That's a successful merge. Remember to start with the manual, run the exercises, use the demo database for ACT with the manual, and you'll be able to follow along step by step, and it'll help you walk through and understand how to do it and follow along with what I've done. Thanks for watching.